Hey everybody, welcome back to the end of, the last video of Chris's Chapter 2. We just got done fighting the Ogre Man with Jake and Sherry. It took quite a while. And we've entered this creepy mansion. / city hall, as they call it. Sure kinda looks like a mansion. Weirdest looking city hall I've ever seen. I like how they did this part right here.
Okay, spread out. Search this place top to bottom.
Your team entering before you in a organized fashion.
Are these people?
I'm picking up life form readings. It's like they're in cocoons.
Now this is pretty freaky.
Who's there?
There is a crate behind the counter here. But oh man, yeah, this is freaky. See how the cocoons are pulsating more or less. And their fin tells us where we need to go.
Everyone else keep searching out here.
But before we go up there, head to the back of this foyer area. And to the left on the wall, you will see Serpent Emblem number 3. Aha! Nice. It is ours. Okay, we have nothing left to do now, so follow Finn. You'll see this upstairs area has a walkway to the left and the right. This way just leads down to the first floor. Okay, let's do this. One of the more spookier areas in the game. It's a ton of blood. And blood trails, just blood everywhere. And who the heck is that? Be careful, the Javo breaking out the door here. But you get a nice little treat in this room. Here you will find a shotgun. Very nice. We could definitely use the punch. And we'll definitely need it soon. You guys will see. You will be very thankful they gave that to you. And there's a bathroom area right here. Has a crate in it. Pretty unremarkable other than that. Keep on going. And this room has no enemies, but it has 3 of those weird cocoons that we saw out in the foyer. The only thing you can do here is drop down into this area. And once you do, you will see this short little scene.
One of them's hatching, sir.
And you will figure out what the cocoons are for.
Roger.
That's right, they're basically creating monsters. This guy is called a Napod. He is a beast. He has a hard outer shell. But as you can see, the shotgun we just got works wonders on him. You can actually break his front shell, and you can break his back shell, which I failed to do right there, but there you go. So you can break 2 sides of him, and his back has a little white area right there. That is actually his weak point. Try to hit it if you can. Don't be afraid to shoot him in the face and punch him. Just be sure to put some distance between you and him after you've done that. Like I said earlier, there's 3 cocoons in this area, so you'll have to fight 3 Napods. Only 2 of them ever come out at a single time though, guys. So hopefully they will content themselves with facing either you or peers and not 2-on-1. As you can see, they're kind of apish like. They love to pound on their chest and charge. They got some long swinging strikes. And this is actually his dying animation. Piers got beat up a little bit there, but when he dies, and not every time, but it's pretty random. When he dies, he will actually swing his arms about wildly, trying to get in some dying hits. So be careful. There's shotgun shells lying around the room. That's your indication that you should be using the shotgun on these guys, if you haven't figured that out already. And I can't believe I didn't get hit right there. That was amazing. See, that one died without swinging his arms around wildly. And they're worth 1,500 skill points each. So after fighting these 3 guys alone, you have 4,500 skill points, which is pretty damn good. Not bad at all. Oh, he's lucky. And there's a chain attack with your partner. And there you go. Be sure to check the room for any crates you may not have found.
Search the rest of the place, but stay on your guard.
There's some over here. Once you've defeated all the enemies, Finn will come in and blow the door down. He doesn't do that until all the enemies are defeated, of course, so you need to kill the new type of enemies. And you can go ahead and assume that you will be seeing more of these types of enemies in the future. You will be correct, of course. Now break into this room and you'll have to fight some regular Javo type enemies. Probably a welcome change of pace after fighting the Napod. After killing those enemies, pick up the items, but before going in the door there on the left, take this door on the right. It's got a crate in it and a red herb, so very valuable. And we're rolling in health now. By the way, the max number of health tablets you can actually store is 17. It's a good idea to store packs of 6 to keep them out of your inventory. And cutscene time.
Captain.
Sea virus. That's what the guerrillas were calling it. Nice to see the cavalry's here.
Who are you?
I work here. My name's Ada Wong. They held me hostage.
Sea virus. That must be what's creating those Jawavo.
Yeah, I heard them saying something about that.
What else did you hear?
Maybe you could put your guns down first.
Not until you give us a reason to.
Neo Umbrella.
Neo Umbrella.
The organization supporting the guerrillas. Or at least I think that's what they were calling themselves.
So the C-virus came from them.
That's all I know.
Thank you. We appreciate your cooperation. Finn, you're in charge of keeping her safe.
Yes, sir.
Keep an eye on her.
Will do.
We found one of the staff.
Oh,
Return
Ada.
to the foyer now.
Okay.
Come on, I'll show
The
you
plot
the way
thickens.
back to the entrance.
Before following Ada, be sure to check out this northern little cubby. There's the 4th serpent emblem of the chapter, just hanging out on top of that locker. And there's a green herb here as well, which goes perfectly with your red herb, if you didn't already combine it. There's also a crate to the left over here. Easy to miss. And we're back out in the foyer. As you would expect, there are plenty of Napod here, but we do not have to fight them. Now, I've actually stayed in the foyer and killed all of the Napod before, utilizing this staircase right here, fighting them as they were coming up. But I had plenty of shotgun shells, grenades. You know, if this is a first playthrough, by all means, go through the door. If you've unlocked something like infinite shotgun ammo or something like that, stay and kill all of them and get the 1,500 skill points
Your
each.
friends are having a hard time.
Ma'am, please, just try to stay.
I stink up this area. There's a new enemy here, hatching out of these cocoons. They're called streetlets. They are ranged attackers. They're lizards. They can crawl up the ceiling, up the walls, and they love to shoot down at you. There's 3 of them in this area in total. You see a second one there in the background just hatched. And you want to kill them while they're down below here. Instead of killing them from up there, because when they drop their skill points you won't be able to reach them when they're up there. Yeah, I'm stinking it up pretty bad here. And there, at the end of this walkway is the door you will need to go out of. But you cannot leave this area until all 3 of them have died.
It's too dangerous to advance with these hostiles around.
Like Finn says. Here's their skill points that they drop, 1,000 each. So you could get up to 3,000 skill points here if you kill them when they come back down below. I'm pretty sure in this video I didn't kill them though. I didn't kill them down below.
All hostiles eliminated.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Yeah, I was thinking
This
it
door
up too
leads to the
bad.
warehouse next door.
I was just ready to
You
move
get
on.
outside through there.
Here you'll drop down into a warehouse section. And down here you will fight more Napod and more streetlets. For example, up there is a streetlet hatching. Oh wait, that's a Napod, isn't it? Ah, forgive me. Well, there's a Napod. This cocoon in front of you is actually a Napod as well. He just likes to hatch after you've walked into the warehouse a ways. There's a few paths you can go in this area, but they pretty much all intertwine. So really your choice. If you get too close to the streetlet, he will use that acid/mist move, where he hits anything directly around him. I managed to dodge all of it though and take this one out fairly easily. So he has the acid move, he has the mist move, he has the shooting spines at you move. And that's pretty much his moveset. Besides his mobility, of course. Yeah, looks like I ended up getting him.
We're almost out.
By the time you get this far in, that Nepod from the beginning area will likely have shown up, or have hatched at the very least. I should also mention that the streetlets are actually weak to melee moves. In fact, if you can beat up on them, you will actually get a special melee option. Aside from when they're lying on the ground, you'll pick them up and have to press some keys, like X and square, to take them out. And that's a dead end. And there's the Nepod from the beginning section. Yeah, so some good skill point pickups in this area. Now I want to show you the layout of this area a little better, just so you know what all is here. There's a door right here near the first corner that you can kick in. Has a stairway that leads to an upper section, which has some crates on it. And you can jump down, of course. And then this hole that you most likely saw earlier leads directly to this door that we just went down. And aside from the hole during the first area where the Nepod first hatched from, there's this ladder here. And there's a crate over here as well. So yeah, there's really two levels to this area. Not much up there besides some crates. So I would definitely wouldn't focus on them until the enemies were out of the way. But once they are, continue on. Near the end you'll find these crates. And we're about to come to the closing cutscene. And here is the ending cutscene of Chapter 2.
The woman, she's gone. Finn! I don't know what happened. She was here a second ago.
Thanks for the escort. Here's something to remember me by.
And that's how Chris took that nasty hit on the head, and where that cutscene came from. Well, that's the end of Chapter 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for hanging out with me. We will continue with Chris's Chapter 3 videos, so come see me there. Okay, take care.